Pounders, we are back for another BBM5 draft. We have the Bees on. Shout out to Adam, Florida Panther fan. 1-1. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath. So we'll see how this game turns out. But I know you guys are excited to jump into this room. If you guys aren't already aware, we have the CSV rankings as well as the draft guide available for those that are maxers on YouTube memberships or any tier of the Patreon. So this is the draft guide. This is the first page. It's going to have 6 pages of player write-ups, followed by 18 rounds of the Underdog ADPs based on their current ADP on Underdog. CSV will be just my ranks. But tipping over to the BBM5 lobby, we're waiting on 6 people. So if you want to draft this one with us, we did tip off the YouTube members as well as the Patreon members. Looks like the draft scene's a little slow tonight. Maybe with the little playoff hockey. Shout out to Jared, Ben, Zapped. I don't recognize this name. Welcome, dude. And Adam. Yeah, I missed it. Dude, the Bruins have had so many opportunities that, you know, they're probably going to end up shooting themselves in the foot. This has been wild. But the CSV rankings I am updating right now every single Sunday. So that's been really fun to just really stay in tune with the movement of the market and yeah, just really keeps us sharp. But if you want to draft on the live stream, we're waiting on 4 more people for BBM5. You guys could get second place. It is available for this stream. Tana, welcome to the live stream. I'm driving home, but what's up? Let's go. Got us in the speakers. So a little different than last year if you guys aren't already aware. So 2 out of 12 is the same, but this week 15 is 1 out of 13 instead of 1 out of 16. And then week 16 being 1 out of 16 with a 539 seat final. 3750. It's basically if you're maxing this, you're getting the full 3750 back if you finish in 401 to 539. So there's a lot of that week 16 versus week 17 talk going around. I think it's fun. I do think it's worth the conversation. In this one, we have King of QC at the 2 spot, Al Bugs at 6, my boy at 7 off the Schnid, Frank, and that might be it. We are right in the middle of the chaos, though. So I like 4. I am tracking my draft positions right now on Underdog as well as my exposures to these players in the first 2 rounds. Oh, I just saw the replay of the goal. Gross. But 4 spot, we'll see who comes to us. I have it ranked like this. It's been pretty wild. We've seen the rise of Amon-Ra all the way from the big board. We had Breece Hall and Bijan in front of him at one point. But now with the news, like Bijan tending to an ankle injury is having him slide faster. But what's more surprising is Amon-Ra is at 6.1 with JJ at 5.4. So I wonder, is this going to get closer? Will Amon-Ra pass Justin Jefferson? That's pretty wild. All right, we see Lamb go at 1. Not completely opposed to that. And then when you get to like the Justin Jefferson or Amon-Ra, for me, I start to wonder, like, of course, you probably don't want a full fade on any of these guys, including Tyreek Hill, who I think is probably one of the more risky guys just because of playtime towards the end of the season, but still an incredible single game ceiling. So it's really tough to full fade any of these guys in the first round. But looking at, do I want the 5th wide receiver off the board or the 2nd running back is interesting. It's an interesting talk at pick 6. His ankle will be fine. Pretty sneaky, but his playoff schedule is so good. Atlanta's playoff schedule in general. And the strength of schedule for running backs. I saw someone posted Atlanta has one of the top schedules for running backs for strength of schedule. So Bijan is someone that we were very high on. Of course, this injury news is kind of shitty, unexpected, but he's not really sliding that far. We're not seeing a crazy slide on him. Oh my God. I don't even want to. Pain. Just pain. Just pain. Interference. Marvin Harrison goes at the 12. See who he brings him in with. What's going to be interesting, and this is the edge that you guys come to the stream for. I like this. I like what he just did. He went Debo, Marvin Harrison. Now, I don't love it for BBM, but let's say the puppy where it's pretty much 50% full or more, going like Gibbs and then correlating it with not Ayuk, everyone's doing that, reaching down for Debo. That's going to be relatively unique. Gibbs, Debo, that week 17 matchup. It doesn't seem overly negative EV2 where it's like, oh, if you're a good enough drafter, you should be able to overcome any knock on your EV with reaching on Debo there. So just an interesting combination. Quick way to get different in the finals. Olave goes off the board at 18. Pretty much we're seeing just based off ADP besides the 12 spot getting different, which I don't think you have to force it right now with BBM, but to each their own. This might be a spot where we go Collins, but honestly, I have Mike Evans ranked over Collins, so we're doing it. We're following the CSV. We will hold true to the CSV here. We'll see how the team comes out. Curious how many drafts you guys have done. Let me know in the comments, or if you're watching this afterwards, post a comment. Let me know how many BBMs you've done. Ben told me he did like 50 plus. I know Nick's up there, NF42's up there in the 50 plus range. Hey, Alex got the big brain. Just drafted Gibbs with Debo. Let's go. Let's go. And again, I think we don't need to Galaxy Brain that hard right now for BBM because it's going to be open for so long. But a draft like the puppy where no one's really doing it, I think it's very interesting. Rolling 8 and 9 now in a draft with Nick as we speak. What a sicko. Of course, Nick's in a draft right now. All right. Right here seems like a spot for me for Laporta. Laporta, Diggs, Neighbors. Let's bring in Sam here. Let's see what we can do with an elite tight end build. Diggs goes right after. All right. Neighbors after Diggs. Monrod, JT, Neighbors start for Al Bugs. King of QC with CMC at 2. Nico Collins and Jalen Waddle. I like that start. OTS with Brees Hall, Chris Olave, Cooper Kupp. Frank with Bijan, Brendan Ayuk, and Michael Pittman Jr. Yeah, no one's doing anything too crazy. I am curious what the 12 spot's going to do. If this is going to be something wild, but Josh Allen, Barkley, and Puka, that's the first start that I don't love. 2, 3 badges people in here. We have a few in the blacks, but I mean, Al Bugs and King of QC are so in tuned with content that could be the trick right there. All right. Josh Jacobs, Gibbs, and Garrett Wilson for Snickle Rabbit. Interesting choice. You could have chose anything. Could have chose any underdog name. That's we went with Snickle Rabbit. Oh crap. 46 fast puppy is going to be hard to max it unless I do slows. Yeah. Slows are so nice, though. They really help you just get more without having to like really grind 3, 4 at a time. Just because for me, my quality goes down when I hit 3 drafts. And that's because I can't pay attention to every single team. Unless I'm on the PC. I can do more on the PC, but on the phone, my quality goes down after 3 drafts if I'm trying to pay attention to every team and go ahead and analyze, okay, this guy's got this combination. He's probably not going to grab Trevor Lawrence. Where's the Kirk team if I have Ingram? Stuff like that. I think you do start to lose a little bit of EV. And then you're trying to correlate the playoff weeks. We'll get there. We'll get there where it's on the back of our hand. But right now, easy does it. Easy does it. So slows are really, really good for just quantity. I would have liked ETN there. Give us T. Higgs. We'll do the Cincy double. And realistically, that should lock us in for Joe Burrow at 76. Yeah, we're going T. Higgs here. We get T. Higgs, slide 3 picks. We take those. We take those. You can't trust people to make the right picks. ... ever. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Based on based on the last stream we did, you probably right. Albugs just got his badge. Congrats, dude. That's sick. Seth is on BBM number 13 with Liam. Started Amon-Ra, Debo, and DJ Moore. I like that start. Really going wild. Solo, welcome to the live stream, man. Double tight end at the 12 spot. Yeah, see, that's one of those things. Like, we identified, he did two reach picks here, semi-reach on Marvin Harrison, whatever. But brings Debo to 13. It's like, just makes you think like, could this guy just go rogue? And yes, the answer is yes. So just being able to identify that stuff, I think it can give you an edge in the draft room, especially if someone's doing it with like the QBs. Someone's drafting 3 early QBs, you have to adjust. You have to adjust the ranks. I want to say that happened in our last live stream too, where we had to go like Geno Smith, like 18 picks, 20 picks before ADP. Unfortunately, I think Logan was the one that had Geno Smith correlation as well. For us, Pacheco here is screaming our name. And then this will be a very balanced start. We pick next at 69. We could reach up for Burrow at 69 if we don't trust team 1, 2, and 3. The question is, do we trust team 1, 2, and 3? And then what receivers are we getting back at 76? So we're going to queue up Pacheco. It's the land of the rookies here. Okay. Let's bring in our first running back. We get Pacheco 5 picks after ADP. He's a player that's still rising right now too, so that feels pretty good. Done at RB. Outbugs, yeah, just going 2 RBs here. Doubtful. He stops with JT and ETN. That'd be crazy. Obviously minus EV. Be better, he says. 4 wide receivers plus Lamar. This looks strong. Where did Zay go in this one? He basically right at ADP. McLaurin off the board. King of QC brings in Stroud to pair with Nico. Brings in Mark Andrews at 47. This is a very balanced start. Brees, Olave, Cooper Kupp, Don Kincaid, and Anthony Richardson. That's looking pretty unique. And we're up in 13 picks. I do want to go Burrow here probably, just because 3 spot, 1 spot, both don't have QBs. King of QC, we could put a little bit of trust in as a pounder. We can lend a little bit of trust. Also already has a QB, but I don't think it's really worth it. It'll depend on if there's a crazy value here that we just can't pass up. We'll take the risk, but who knows? Maybe Burrow will be sniped like at 65 or 6. No, it won't be 64. Who knows? One of these badgeless guys. The Naked Burrow. The Naked Burrow teams last year, even like to start the big board, that was a big thing where if you could type, if you could type on Underdog or even send emojis or communicate in any way, there would be so much hate. There would be so much hate for Burrow snipes to teams that don't have either receiver. Marquise Brown off the board. This is interesting, dude. This is interesting. And we're sitting over here with Sam Laporta. We're so lucky. Like, I'm not, like, that's just lucky. The fact that we have an elite tight end, this dude goes 3 elite tight ends. And the fact that we called this at the very beginning of the draft, to be like, hey, keep an eye out for this guy. He can probably go wild. And he's going wild. Oh, see, the problem with chat rooms, yeah, it would be so toxic. The problem is people working together. So being able to monitor that is probably just too much. Pounders? Pounding. Hey, welcome, man. He said he had the 1,300th subscriber yesterday. I appreciate you, dude. Do you have a take on Najee versus Warren? Honestly, I like them both. I am Najee over Warren, but in that range of running backs, I like where Warren goes too. It's funny that no one knows what to do with like this group. Brooks can rise from here. He can separate if he gets some positive news. He can jump up to the Zamir range behind Stevenson. I like K-Walk here, but we need a receiver. Let's bring in Burrow. We can't afford to lose the double stack. That would just be tragic. That would just be tragic. My heart can't take that. My heart says go running back. If Chris Godwin isn't on the board, my heart does say go running back. Let's take a peek. Yeah, Godwin off the board is 71, so he crushes our dreams early, which makes me want to lean into a running back in this range. There's no way to pull in Cincy correlation here unless we went D-Hop, but that's a week 15 matchup. I'm not going to pay attention to week 15, to be honest. I'll do 17. Player takes are going to be more important for me. Who's going to give me the best chance to actually advance in this contest, I think should be probably the number one thing we're thinking about. Get a little fall on Coleman, little fall on Brian Thomas Jr. Who's Tampa Bay play? Tampa Bay plays Carolina, and Detroit plays San Fran. So we're good here. We'll just bring in Stevenson at 76. We're up in 15 picks. This is a pretty good range to bring in a couple of receivers too. Like you can get someone like Lockett in that range at 107. I don't mind reaching up for him. We can bring in a couple spike week guys. Balance build. We can also just scoop a value if a value comes to us at 93, someone that we're not expecting. Yeah. Yeah, you're feeling good. We are both feeling good with Mark Andrews and Sam Laporta and this guy just going wild over here. This guy going wild. 3 tight ends. This looks like my tight end premium team from the Warrior Bowl that we took down last year. Kincaid, who do we have? We had Kincaid, Sam Laporta, and Kittle in a tight end premium league where you could start. I think there was 4 flexes. They were just all in the starting lineup. We crushed that. Yeah, see? The red badge doesn't always mean they're sharp. Oh, brings in Rashee Rice because he just has so much wide receiver depth. He just has so much wide receiver depth that Rashee Rice. The thing is, like, what if his suspension's put off? Then it could be an actual smart pick in this scenario where you're going, not 0 wide receiver, but what is this, a double anchor wide receiver build? What am I looking at? With elite tight end? Oh, yeah. Oh, the small celebration. I was hoping for another tight end to come off the board, but does that raise the chance of this draft being canceled? Probably. So I'm cool if this dude just comes back down to earth and figures it out a little bit. Yeah. For us, I'm looking at the tight ends in this range. I typically want to be drafting running backs here, which is why, sure, we go Burrow so we don't get screwed. But realistically, if we don't have the double stack, I'm pushing Burrow and I'm taking Godwin here. And then I'm going Burrow here. And if Burrow gets sniped, then we'll go running back. But at least having that extra wide receiver allows you to go running back here or tight end. Or QB if you have correlation. But we don't. This dude's got a 115. Little Alvin Kamara scoop at 77. Where do we have Kamara? Pretty close to 77. I think this has to be Tyler Lockett here. I think this has to be Tyler Lockett. We can go Curtis Samuel here too, but I don't mind getting 3 players in a similar range as well. Whereas we reach on Lockett for, 13 picks. So I'll end up getting 2 players in this 106 range with the different combo. Just go get your guys' season, boys. Go get your guys' season. Plus, if Lockett plays the same amount of snaps, which expecting him to, with the deal he signed, he's going to rise. He'll definitely outpay his ADP. See, this range is kind of gross. We have some favorites in here. Tyler Lockett also opens up Geno Smith for us. We have Baker as an option as well. Tony Pollard here, about 9 picks after ADP, is fine as our 3rd running back. That seems pretty good, to be honest. Tony Pollard to Trey Benson, like we're talking about a drop off there. We're definitely talking about a drop off there. So I'm good with this build still. Good with this build. Nick, welcome to the live stream. Says sorry I'm late. Ah, come on. Nick's the Rangers fan. Rangers fan, is it? Adam says, I was in a draft with Liam and he did a similar thing. A similar thing with what? Sorry, I missed it. Feels like you're always clicking Stevenson. Is he your highest exposure? Let me see. Let me have a peek. He shouldn't be. I don't even think he's close to my highest. But let's have a peek post NFL draft. All right, he's fourth. But we've only done 53 drafts. And he's on like 17 of them. Roman Wilson, Josh Downs is my highest owned player right now. It's pretty wild. I just think indie players, they do get a little more reassurance with Joe Flacco being the backup. It's crazy to think that, but it's true. If A-Rich goes down, Joe Flacco proved last year that he can make people fantasy relevant. Shout out to David Njoku. Amari Cooper putting up a legendary game. The 3 tight ends. He went 3 elite tight. Stop. What are we doing here? Is that like get the whole public to see one video to draft 3 tight ends and then everyone goes out and does it? I would like that. Ooh. Little Jared Goff at 108. There goes one of our stacking partners. What's his ADP? 120. I thought we were locked for Goff at 117 if the Amon-Ra team passed on him. All right. Go get your guy season. Pairing him with J-Mo. He sticking with the four receivers. All right. Be interesting to see how this team comes out. I don't mind the Singletary click. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Yeah, Downs is one of my favorite clicks right now. I think it's because the draft community is like, oh, look where AD Mitchell goes. Like, Downs must be a bad pick. Yeah, we'll go Mike Williams here at 117. This seems like a good spot. King of QC with the 1-2-5-1. I need him not to take both guys I want. Roman Wilson's ADP feels wrong. He's my second highest owned receiver after Josh Downs. It'll be interesting. Pittsburgh's going to go through some... I think they're going to go through some woes this season. I like the Spears click here. Spears, Zeke, even at 128, it feels like a bad click. But when you think about it, the amount of touches that are available, it still feels bad. But I mean, he's still, based on volume alone, he can get there. Does this turn into a 3 QB build? If Baker and Joe Burrow feels bad, to be honest. So maybe if we sneak in, where's Garrett Wilson? Garrett Wilson team has 2 QBs. So this is something to peek at. We should be able to get Rodgers for free. Maybe even at 165. His ADP is what? 149. So we'd have to push him at 148. But then we'd be obviously looking at a late Tyler Conklin to pair with Laporta. Here, it's either Jacoby Myers or Palmer. Looking for a floor piece to help with some of these spike week guys. And, dude, Myers is just he's just a better player. He's a better player. Palmer, probably the better situation. But I have a ton of both of these guys. So let's actually peek what we have for exposures to Myers. And Myers is at 21%. And Palmer's at 17%. I think the way you use them too, the way you incorporate them with your team matters, right? Like, you're not bringing in Jacoby Myers if you have a bunch of floor guys. Like, if we have Chris Godwin here instead of Lockett, this is Shaheed now. That's how you balance. You say, oh, I already have a high floor guy. Now I'm going to bring in the spike week guy to spike in over him. Now I'm not going to bring in another floor guy. Or at least that's how we think of Myers. And we'll see with Bowers taking some of those targets. We think that the high floor does kind of lower a little bit. Kirk Cousins off the board at 128, paired with Purdy. Little Bijan Pitts. Obviously, Mooney becomes a target for Frank. Nice draft from Frank so far. Brandon Cooks, here we go. Oh, he double clicks. Let's go. Okay, he knows what he's doing, all right? Even flow. Even flow. Cole Kmet off the board. Snickle Rabbit with a 2-4-5-1. Wicks off the board at 135. Look at the Green Bay. 4 Green Bay pieces. Talk about betting on an offense. Al Bugs wanted Shaheed. Probably went 1 pick before. It's the way it goes. I wouldn't mind touching it running back here. Josh Downs. Thank you for at least selecting me off Josh Downs. Now we can get different here. If you guys haven't already, go down, slap the like on the live stream. If you guys enjoy the content, hit the sub. That's all we ask. We'll be doing a giveaway at 50 likes too. If we hit 50 likes on this live stream, we're going to be giving away a free YouTube membership to someone in the live stream. I think you have to be subscribed though. Yo, weekend vibes and drafting with the homies. Smash the like, save a streamer. Tyler's on it. Tyler is on it. We have time. We have time to look this up. Carolina plays Tampa Bay. We do have a mini here. I want to push Rodgers. Let's go Leggett. I feel pretty comfortable with these 3 running backs. I don't mind bringing in Ford here. I don't mind reaching up for some of these guys. We're going to try to push Rodgers to 148. And let's see if it works. That's basically where we're at. Rodgers and Burrow, I still don't mind bringing in a 3rd QB. Reason being, this team, the way it's going to be formulated is that last pick's going to be a luxury pick. Like, we're going to stop at 5 running backs. We can stop at 2 tight ends. We could realistically stop with 7 receivers, but I want 1 more just because of the type of players we have in here. Spike weeks. Rookie, floor, high ceiling. Obviously high ceiling for Mike Evans, but I think we need 1 more piece at receiver for this offense. Curious if you guys know who it is. I don't think I'll be able to get Burton back. That's the thing. So I wouldn't even mind if we get sniped on Rodgers, but I think we have to push Rodgers, and if he gets sniped, we say, F it, we'll just go Baker Mayfield. Because the Godwin team is to our left, right? Shit. Is he not? No, he is. Okay. So we will have first right of refusal to Baker, or at least should. So we can bring in this triple stack here, Cincy. A little Cincy mega stack here. Now I think we're done. We're definitely done at receiver. I passed on Burton and got destroyed for it. By who? So, a few things here. We're pivoting off Rodgers. It opens up Baker Mayfield. It also opens up Cade Otton for this triple, or double stack, rather. Rodgers could fall too. He's a player that we've seen fall to 190. So it's not crazy to think that he can't fall. Where's the Garrett Wilson team? Garrett Wilson team has Kyler and Patrick Mahomes. They shouldn't be bringing in Rodgers. And I don't think maybe the Brees team. Brees Hall has A-Rich and Justin Herbert. I'm stopping with 2 there. So we'll see if someone goes rogue. Like this 1740 builds. What is that? What are we looking at? All right, at least he brought in a receiver. He brought in Nick's boy. Adam Thielen, that's your boy. Took Lloyd instead. I was trying to be greedy. Didn't work. Yeah, when you try to push the players you like. Depends on the room, right? Like, I know a few people in this room have the rankings. So if I want my guys, I have to get them based on where I have them ranked in the CSV, not based on where... Yeah, we have Burton at 151. We pull him in at 148, obviously, because he's correlated, but his ADP is 158, and he's going to be rising this Sunday. Ooh, what a save. Whew. Okay, Kate Otten off the board. What a freak. Baby, come back. Got to sing to Rodgers right now. Baby, come back. You can blame it all on your Achilles. Roman Wilson off the board at 161. Michael Wilson fell to 200 in one of my drafts this morning. RIP. Oh, make us look good here. Make us look good. It was the right thing to do anyways, even if he gets sniped here last second. Even if he gets sniped. General Blue. If he goes Rodgers, the Godwin team has who at QB? He goes Staffy. Yeah, we go Rodgers here. And now we look smart. Now we look big brain. Now we look big brain. Push him again. Push him. Let it ride. No, you're sick. You can, but I can go a few directions with this next click that, like, I don't mind going Henry or Juwan. So I just want to lock in at least this secondary stack here. Then the Jets have Buffalo. Not going to have any of that Week 17 secret sauce, but that's okay. King of QC with the 1562, still very balanced. I like the tight end combo. Mark Andrews and Pat Fry. Algier off the board. I think in this instance, we can bring up Conklin, but do we have to? I don't think so. We're going to go Hunter Henry. We just have Hunter Henry ranked above his ADP, and we got a 10-pick slide on him, so I can get a Rodgers Conklin team another day. I'm not that worried about it. We'll stay with the single stack here with Mike Williams, 12 picks after ADP. We were a little spoon in this one. A few picks here, about a round here. We took what was given to us. Nice 17, 16 pick push here. A little on Pollard, which this allows us to delay our next running back. So that's why that was... You can very easily invest too much at running back with this Pollard click. If I continue to keep clicking running backs after this, we fall behind at other positions. But we went 4 receivers in a row after only having 4 through 8 rounds, 3 in the first 4 rounds, which again, that amount of strength at the position allows us to delay our next guy. It's Lockett, little spike week guy, catch up at running back, and then this really strengthens the squad. And then we catch up. That's the key. The condiments. The condiments. How many likes are we at? I feel like we're close. All right, we're about 15 likes away from giving away a free YouTube membership in the live stream. So if you guys are watching on Twitter, go ahead, hit the link, subscribe to the channel, hit the like, get us there. We hit it the other day. We hit it 2 days ago. Aaron Rodgers' big spoon. Yeah, we had the big spoon out. The kid spoon. On my playoff week correlation tonight, we'll take a peek on it. I wish Underdog would fix the teams changing. Like, there's nothing more infuriating when you're like trying to look at what someone did here and it just keeps flipping back to your squad. That's really the only thing from the UI that really bothers me. Damn, Franco's AT parry at 185. Oh, that's the highest I've seen him go. Make us look smart. Make us look smart. We don't have to go 3 tight ends. But if he's there, we'll definitely go Conklin. We're going to end up having a luxury pick. So that could be tight end or QB. Al Boogs brings in Noah Fant. Oh my God. If we go three tight ends, we stick with Burrow and Rodgers. That's sort of the way I see it. That's sort of the way I'm seeing it. If we go the third tight end, we give up QB, but let's lean in. Let's lean in. This is too good. This is too good of a story. Laporta, Henry, and Conklin. And now we're gonna finish with 2 running backs, it looks like. We'll get up to 5 RBs. If there was someone we could lean into, like, just a little more, that just sparked my interest a little bit more, like Rashawn Johnson or Khalil Herbert. Tyler Algier fell to 171, even though his ADP's basically fallen to that spot now, right? 165, yeah. So he fell six picks. If there was someone that I can lean into for a hyper fragile build, I would, but we're talking bottom of the barrel here. We're talking bottom of the barrel. Conklin has had 2 touchdown games. 2 touchdown games with Zach Wilson. Luckily, Rodgers is a little better than Zach Wilson. The whole reason for Tyler Conklin's ADP being so suppressed in the big board was because of the threat of Bowers being drafted by the Jets. So you are seeing him climb. He goes Pierce, which I don't mind. I sort of just want to bring in Will Shipley or Tank Bigsby. Let's go Will Shipley with this one. I know a lot of people probably want Elijah Mitchell. Will Shipley's just, I love his tape. If you guys have seen his tape, like, just insane wiggle. The dude's got insane wiggle, making people miss. We'll see who falls back to us, 15 picks. But right now, we have Burrow and Rodgers. We're going to lean into these 2 at QB. Pacheco, Stevenson, Tony Pollard, Will Shipley, Jamar Chase, Mike Evans, T. Higgins, Tyler Lockett, Mike Williams, Jacoby Myers, Xavier Legette, Jermaine Burton, Laporta, Henry, and Conklin. Obviously strong at tight end. I think we're pretty strong at receiver, especially if one of these 2 rookies can hit. Like, we can supply Mike Williams if he misses 6 games. Like, I wouldn't be worried with this crowd, but obviously we would need one of these 2 rookies to hit. The running backs, we have enough touches here. We have enough touches. We like the wiggle. Nick, you're sick. Nick, you're sick. All right, let's see. Can we bring in any... No correlation with Buffalo. Since he has Cleveland and Denver, we didn't get the craziest stacks in this one, but that's okay. Not craziest stacks. We actually have some really good stacks, but bringbacks. Bo Nix off the board at 204. Might be this guy's first good pick. Goff and Bo Nix. Definitely leaning in there. One of these picks should have maybe provided a little more floor, but I get it. David Montgomery at 61 is tough for me. That's tough. Three receivers a week. If Rice misses time, team's dead. If Rice doesn't miss time, team's dead. Like it's not looking bright for that squad. It's not looking bright. How much do I care? Just about 0 for week 15. Just about 0. Week 16, I think, is a very good tiebreaker. If you don't have week 17 correlation that you like, player takes still matter. So when I think about different tiers, like Henry, right? We could have brought in a stack with Tyler Conklin. Obviously, this isn't it's not a week 16 or 17 correlation. But it is in a way because it's the same team. So Rodgers and Conklin, I could have easily gone Conklin here at 172 with his ADP of 178. But we're getting 10 picks of value on Henry. I have him ranked at like 145. For me, it's really tough to pass up on someone that I think is going to just improve the total advance rate of the team. Oh, we're actually going to go Evan Hull with this last click. Now maybe we do go Elijah Mitchell. San Fran, Detroit. We get a little mini with Sam Laporta. Okay, that's cool. We'll take that. Last round, 213, Elijah Mitchell. We're willing to click him there for sure. But to answer the question, think advance rates. Think advance rates, then think week 17. If you need a tiebreaker between a player that is maybe an advance rate player where you don't have week 17 correlation and there is week 16 correlation with one of those two guys that you're 50-50 on, go with the week 16 correlation. But the most important for me are going to be my QB stacks. Those are what I'm really staring at for game stacks. You can have minis between other teams, and that's what we did with this last click with Elijah Mitchell. We identified that we had a mini between Detroit and San Fran. So you can do stuff like that as well. And all those little things, those are just very little micro edges that could end up paying out. And we've seen them pay out the last 2 years in BBM. So it is important to be stacking. Let's have a peek at these squads. That was our draft number 11. We snuck one in the morning before off stream. A rare BBM off stream. We've done about 50% of them on stream now. What do we got for a date? It's the 17th. And this is number 5. All right, let's have a peek. King of QC at 2. CJ Stroud, Mayfield, and Fields. Fields is fun just to bring in as a third QB, so I already sort of like this thinking. Invested, pick 50, 170, 194. It's not too much. Tight ends, Andrews and Freiermuth. I love that combo. CMC, Warren, Spears. I think the Spears click here is really good for this squad. Jerome Ford at 146, about 10 picks after ADP is nice. Brings in McLaughlin. Collins, Waddle, Godwin, Deontay Johnson, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Devontae Walker, and Mr. Cardio himself. Mr. Cardio, Alec Pierce. On the field, crazy amount of snaps. No catches. So a lot of correlation with this one. Let's have a peek at the game stack. So Houston has Miami, KC, and Baltimore. little Devontae Walker, little double. Waddle. So that's really nice. And then with Tampa Bay, Chargers, Dallas, and Carolina. Chargers, Dallas, and Carolina. So Deontay Johnson, nice. So he's finding these game stacks with his QBs. I think that's really sharp. Pittsburgh has Philly, Baltimore. Ooh, so he finds two teams that have Baltimore in the playoffs. So gets little double EV from Mark Andrews and Walker. I think that's very smart. And those are little intricacies that are those are micro edges that add up. So that's really nice. They also have, who else? KC. I don't think you have any KC pieces. Philly. Did you have a Philly piece? I don't think so. No. But really strong draft. Really strong draft. Al Boogs in the 6th spot with T-Law and Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels, 10 picks after ADP. That's pretty rare. That's nice. Tight ends, Ingram, Fant, and Okonkwo. That is definitely enough capital. Leaning into Ingram here. 2 late guys. I'm cool with it. JT, ETN, Brooks, Charbonnet, and Donta Foreman. It's going to be interesting this year if Nick Chubb does not get the start. You're probably looking at some sort of running back by committee between Foreman and Ford. If Ford is still on the team, like those rumors, even just having those out there makes my eye twitch of them potentially just cutting Ford. I hate that. But if they don't, maybe they bring in Foreman because Chubb won't be ready for the start of the season. That is the other narrative that this addition to the team could mean. We don't know. We don't know just yet, but there will be more information soon. Maybe I'll be adding Foreman later into the season, into the offseason, but not right now. But I still like this running back group. Amon-Ra, Neighbors, McLaurin, Brian Thomas Jr., Joshua Palmer, Darnell Mooney, Polk, and Luke McCaffrey. I like this team. You have a mix of ceiling and floor, high floor guys. It's correlated. You got a little double, triple in Jacksonville between ETN, Thomas, and Ingram. Let's check the Jacksonville matchups. The Jets, Vegas, and Tennessee. The Jets, Vegas, and Tennessee. I don't see any Week 17 with that, but that's fine. Jaden Daniels. Washington, we see a little stack here with McLaurin. Another one with Luke McCaffrey. So nice little double there with Jaden. And then Washington has, it's going to be crazy because in probably like a week or so, we'll be able to tell you Week 16 and 17 off the top of our heads. Philly and Atlanta. So I did see an Atlanta piece. Philly, I don't believe so, but you got a little bring back here with this game, a little game stack. Really nice. It's a balanced team. It looks really good. Tennessee. Was Tennessee one of those pieces? A little Okonkwo down there. Sneaking in. All right, OTS. Shout out to my boy, also fellow streamer. Check out his stuff on YouTube. Fully recommend it. A-Rich and Justin Herbert. I'm cool with this. Kincaid and Schultz. I like leaning into those two as well. Breece Hall, Zach Moss, Trey Benson, Vidal, Antonio Gibson, and Evan Hall. I think the Evan Hall snipe, I wasn't expecting it. I thought we were in the clear for Evan Hall, to be honest. But it's a hero running back build. He taps into his second running back with Zach Moss. Could be a good value this year at ADP. I am remaining a Chase Brown stan. And I still think Zach Moss is pretty decent at ADP, but I like Chase Brown later as the more explosive player and potentially the player who has more of a role towards the end of the season. That's the way I look at it, but I get the Zach Moss click. Trey Benson, yeah, this RB room definitely revolves around Breece Hall having a really good season, just being able to get into the RB1 slot every week. Zach Moss, Benson. And Gibson, I like the use of Gibson with this team too, because it provides it some balance. He should be able to, and Gibson's not that bad of a handcuff if Stevenson were to go down, and he went down last year. So the Gibson click here makes a lot of sense. Raise the floor of the room. Olave, Cup, McConkey, Hopkins, Josh Downs, Mims, Baker, and Palmer. The capital looks good here. Not every single player on here I'm drafting at ADP, but the capital looks really good. Let's take a peek at, I see the little stack there with Josh Downs. Are you bringing in Jelani Woods? I'm curious. I'm mixing him in with A-Rich. Obviously, this team didn't need 3 tight ends. It's super balanced. It's really well balanced. Let's have a peek at Indy. Indy Colts have Denver, Tennessee, and the Giants. Denver, Tennessee, and the Giants. I don't see any correlation with the playoff weeks with A-Rich. Was no biggie. Justin Herbert with the Chargers, Tampa Bay, Denver, and New England. Ooh, that would have been a nice little... That would have been nice to have been able to get a Denver piece. Oh, yeah, you have a Denver piece. All right. So correlated two different QBs, players in the playoffs. I love that. Those little plays, I think those are so sharp. So that's really cool. Where is it? Find it. Chargers, New England. I saw a New England piece with Javon Baker, as well as Gibson. So, yeah, really well correlated for the playoff weeks as well. OTS, never disappointing. Frank in the 8 spot with Purdy and Cousins. So this is probably on the lighter end of QB, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with this, especially if we're gonna lean into Atlanta having a easy schedule this year, one of the lighter schedules. I'm okay with leaning into it. Bijan, Rashad White, Chase Brown, Kendrick Miller, Rashawn Johnson. This is a Frank running back room. I like it. Rashad White at 65. Let me peek the CSV. We have him at 63. So nice little scoop there. I like this running back room a lot. Tight ends were Pitts and Hawkinson too. Hawkinson at 137. I like the pairing of Pitts and Hawk too. If we're leaning into Pitts having a tight end one season anyways, you should be able to house Hawkinson. And it could have really good upside for the playoff weeks. That being said, I can't really take him at ADP. At 137, you're almost talking 2 full rounds after. And you have Pitts. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Ayuk, Pittman, DK, Coleman, JSN, Roman Wilson, A.T. Perry, Zay Jones here at 200. And Demario Douglas at 209. Really had the spoon out. He went and got his guys. So to sort of change the brain a little bit, the way we think about this is it's like getting Demario Douglas at 185. And then it's like getting A.T. Perry at 209. It's like you flip-flop these. So the CLV won't be there, but because the A.T. Perry reach, but it doesn't matter. You went and got your guys, and you create a nice team here. San Fran correlation with Ayuk. You have a double or triple with Cousins. Cousins, Bijan, and Pitts. I'm curious if Demario Douglas isn't there, you go in Rondell, or Rondell Moore is an interesting last round click, in my opinion, right now. When you have the correlation, especially with Cousins, but with this fall in Douglas, I don't mind going 16 picks after ADP on Demario Douglas. Let me peek the playoffs. This is gonna help me learn the playoff schedule so much easier. This is like freaking flashcards here. San Fran had Rams, Miami, and Detroit. Rams, Miami, and Detroit. I don't see anything there. Cousins with Atlanta, Las Vegas, the Giants, and Washington. How good is that? How what else do you want for a playoff schedule for the fantasy playoffs? Vegas, at Vegas, Giants at home, and then Washington in Washington. So sick. So Vegas, Nothing there for 15. Giants. Nothing there for the Giants. And then Washington. Nothing there from Washington, but still well correlated with his QBs. Just no bringbacks. Doesn't knock the team at all. Should we pick? Let's have a peek at the 12 spot. Let's have a peek. This is a bonus. This is a bonus review. He's not a pounder. This is just for he had Kelsey, McBride, and Kittle. All right. Goff and Bo Nix is interesting. Like, if you expect Bo Nix to have this breakout rookie season, I'm okay with leaning into it with Goff, but with like a 12 pick reach, it is what it is. The running back room, I don't think I can get around not having another floor piece in here somewhere. This is like modified hero running back. It's worse than that. In my opinion, it's worse than that. But really leaning into the rookies in a class that's underwhelming, I don't think's the best idea this year. I think if you're trying to hit on Bucky Irving, sure, I think, like, let's do it. You want to bring in a second guy, even a third guy. But 4 with Demont and Singletary, and I like Singletary. And I think he used Demont in the right fashion, where he's bringing in a floor guy, someone that should be able to get you 7+ points weekly and then be touchdown dependent for spikes. But I think one more piece. Marvin Harrison Jr., Debo, Rice, JMO. It's like, if you are weak at multiple positions, you probably paid the rake, right? You probably paid the rake. If I look at a squad and I say, all right, I'm weak at running back. Well, I better be strong or balanced, strong, middle up of the board in every other position. Otherwise, it does just kind of look like you paid the rake. This dude's going to need like 600 points at tight end this season. Oh, God. But let me refresh. I know we're close. 40 likes. I appreciate you guys. We're going to be doing a giveaway on the next stream. Guaranteed any amount of likes on the next stream. We're going to be doing a YouTube giveaway. So appreciate you guys. On the way out, if you enjoyed the stream, drop a comment, hit the like, hit the sub. We're doing a 24-hour live stream at 2K subs before NFL kickoff. We're getting it done. A lot more news to drop, but we will drop it on a future day when we're more ready. Go Bees. I appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Happy Friday, Pounders.